Hello everyone, my name is Ndi Afolabi. Welcome back to my channel. Today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful earring and pendants. We call it ball earring. So without wasting much time, let's get to work. So to make this beautiful earring and pendant, what do you need? You need your bead. I use two colors of bead. I use rainbow color size 6 crystal and yellow size 6 crystal. I use 0.4 mm monofilament fishing line. You can use your beading thread. You need your earring hanger. This is the one I use. You need your wire, your finishing wire, I use Derris. This is Derris. You can also use wire from Beadalong, whichever one you prefer, but this is the one I use mostly to finish my bead. You need your multi-purpose plier, this one. You need your round nose plier. You need your cutter. So you cut an arm length, sizable length of fishing line. I've done that. Then you are going to put 5 multicolor in the fishing line this way. 3, 4, 5 this way. So you're going to form a circle. So how can you form a circle? You just take one of the fishing line and cross it to the beginning of the fishing line this way. You cross it here. This is the first bead. So you use this other side of fishing line, you let it intersect in the bead. You cross it. Intersection of fishing line inside the bead is called crossing. This way you get this. So I want to stabilize my circle. I'm just going to use any of the fishing line and pass it round one more time this way. This way. So you pass it around such a way that the 2 fishing line also will cross inside a bead. This is what I have. Then now this is a circle. On each bead of this circle, we want to form 5 bead each on them. So we are going to build 5 bead for each of the bead. How do you do it? So you just, this 1 bead, so I need 4 bead to make it to be 5. So I'm going to add 4 bead. So I'm going to put 2 bead in this fishing line. Then I'm crossing with this because I want to go like this. But if you want to go anti-clockwise, you put your bead here, you cross here. So you cross where you are going, you cross where you are facing. So you put bead on the other side, then you cross where you are going. So whichever way you prefer. So I'm going to put So I'm using my yellow to cross. So you first put the bead you are using to cross. So that is 1, 2. I need 4 beads. So I'm going to put and cross with yellow. I put yellow first and I'm crossing with yellow because I want my yellow to be my crossing bead so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing this way. You see it? So I've successfully built a circle around one of the beads in the base of our ball. You see it? So this yellow is my crossing bead. So subsequently, I'm going to connect to the next bead in the base of my circle. I'm going to use the fishing line that is next to the base of my circle to connect to the base, to the next bead this way. This way. From this yellow, this is the fishing line, I insert it here. So I have 2 beads in the fishing line. This is the fishing line here on this side, and this is the other fishing line that connects to the next bead on the base of my ball this way. So subsequently now, to make a 5 bead, I'm going to add 3 because already we have 2 in the fishing line. So I'm going to add 2 multicolor and cross with yellow. This way. So the same way, I'm going to connect to the next bead in the base this way. We have 2, so I'm going to add 2 to the other fishing line on the other side, add 2 and cross with yellow because I'm crossing with yellow bead. Cross with yellow. So I'm going to continue. We are now on the 4th bead in the base this way. Going to connect. Going to connect to the bead in the base. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put 2 beads, cross with yellow. So we have the last bead in the base, this bead, and this is where we started. This is the yellow we first put when we started to build the ball. This is the first yellow. So I'm going to connect to this last bead and connect to the beginning of my ball. Then it will now be 3 beads so that I'll be able to connect the end of my ball to the beginning so that they will be connected together this way. So I have 3 beads in the fishing line. This was the beginning. This is where I'm coming from. This is the last ball. This is the last bead in the base. So I have 3 beads. So I'm going to put 1 cross with 1 because I need 2 beads to make up the circle. So yeah, I've succeeded in forming a semicircle. You can see this is a semicircle. This is a semicircle. So you can use this semicircle, just I've said in one of my videos, to make a stud earring. To make a stud earring, I'm going to show you how to use a plate to attach to this stud. You use earring plates, something like this. You place it on it and it becomes a stud earring. So I'm going to show you how to attach that. So now we are moving on. I want to build the remaining of the semicircle to make it a complete ball. So how do I go about it? So if you look at this, you can see there are two beads at the edge of the semicircle. So, and the two edge, you can see there's like a gap in between them, in between the circle. But I don't want the gap. I want to bridge all the gap. How do I bridge the gap? So I'm going to take one bead from one side of the circle and one bead from the other side of the circle, so that they will be connected together. So now I'm at the edge of the circle. I'm going to connect to the next bead in the second circle, so that the two circles will stay together. So I will do the same round the semicircle, or the bead at the edge of the semicircle. So now I'm going to connect to the one of the bead here this way. Then I have two beads in my fishing line, so I'm going to maintain yellow as my crossing bead. So I'm going to first put the yellow that I'm using for crossing. Then I'm going to put the multicolor. Then I'll cross with yellow. I'll cross with yellow. I will cross with yellow. This way. See how it is? See how it is? This is the edge. This two beads is the two edge of a circle. This is the yellow I first added. Then I add this multicolor. I cross with this yellow. So to continue, subsequently, I'm going to be picking two beads. And now, since I've alternated automatically, the edges will fall together. So I pick one from this edge, pick another from other edge. You have three beads in your fishing line. So subsequently, I'm going to be putting one, the multicolor, and cross with my yellow bead. So this way, I'm going to continue in that direction until I get to the end, till I pick all the bead on the edge of my semicircle. So I have three beads in the fishing line. I put one, cross with one. So I'm going to pick again, connect to two beads, put one, cross with my yellow bead. So I'm going to take, you can see this is the last two bead. This is the last two bead. So I'm going to enter the last two bead, then I'm going to connect the circle I'm trying to build on the semicircle. This was the beginning. This was the first yellow I added when I start from my semicircle. So I'm going to connect the yellow, just one, the yellow, the crossing bead. Then I'm going to add just one because I have 4 beads now. So I need one to make a 5 bead. So I'm going to connect, cross with one, cross with one, pick a bead and intersect the fishing line from left to right and from right to left. That is crossing. So now I've succeeded in crossing, and this edge, they are not connected together. They make separate ball, you can see. So I'm going to try to connect them together. So I'm going to run my fishing line through and tie a knot for them to stick together. I'm going to connect the fishing line all together in such a way that they will be able to meet. Then I'll tie a knot. We'll be able to meet. Tie a knot. So they are meeting here, so I'm going to tie a knot. A knot, and I'm going to pull my knot inside the bead this way. So that's all. Then I'll cut off the excess fishing line. Cut it off. Cut it off. So this is the ball. So how do I hang it? I use my head pin. This is the head pin, the one I showed you in my previous video. So I'm going to use the multicolor. Inside the multicolor, then I insert the ball from the base. This is the base, this is the beginning, and this is where I end it. That is the base. That is where it will stand. This way. Put one bead to hold it down. Then I cut off excess because it's too much. The head pin is long, so I'll trim it. So how do I make a loop? So I'll use my hand, bend it this way. See what I did? I bend the head pin this way. It's facing me. So you make a loop in the opposite direction, this way. It's done. So how do I hang it? So I just put my earring hanger. If you don't want it to be long, if you want it to be long, you use S hook. You use a connector. You use an S hook. You can use jumping ring or S hook to connect it. But I'm not using S hook. I'm not using connector. I'm done. You see it? So that is how I make this ball earring. I've made the second one and I've made the pendant. It's the same way, same concept. See how it's looking. See how they're looking. So beautiful. So you can make yours. So if you like this video, if you learn one thing or the other, please subscribe to my channel if this is the first time of watching my video, and thumbs up, share and like. Thank you. Meet you in my next video. Please keep safe and take care of yourself. Bye.